My name is Sophie Nicklaus. I'm a research director at INRAE, the French National Institute for Agricultural Research, and I work at Centre des Sciences du Goût et de l'Alimentation, a center on taste and feeding behavior in Dijon. So my research is about eating behavior in children, and I am also the mother of one. Since I started to study eating behavior in children, my research really showed the importance of the early years in the making of eating behavior. And my most recent research also shows the importance of pleasure in building, sustaining healthy eating behavior in children. It's very important for me to put alimentation forward. So what is alimentation? It's a French word, so it encompasses different functions of eating. So from my point of view, alimentation is about sustaining nutritional needs, of course. That is a basic function. But it is also about delivering pleasure during eating situation. It's also about contributing to one's identity, and it also contributes to socialization, that is how we eat together, how we live together. I think we can do a lot more to help parents steer their children towards healthy eating, and this has to happen during the early years because that's really the important years for the building of healthy eating behavior. During these years, parents have to be aware that children will basically learn all the aspects of their eating behavior, or the key aspects. So this relates to what to eat, how to eat, how much to eat, and in which context and with which persons to eat. First, parents need to be aware that eating behavior developed through learning. So they need to provide opportunities for the child to learn the taste of vegetables or other healthy foods. Learning may take time, and education is about being patient. So they should be ready to propose a certain food up to 10 times before the child learns to like it. It's also true in other domains such as language. For instance, parents should be ready to repeat hundreds or thousands of times for the child to say please and thank you. And it's exactly the same for learning to like the taste of vegetable. Parents should also provide healthy food in a warm feeding context, avoiding that the family table transforms into a battlefield, because that's not what they want. They should also realize that sometimes, even if they try their best and apply all the best possible options to get their child to eat vegetables, they will not succeed, not for all foods. And we all have some foods that we don't like. And so for children, it's the same. They can have things that they really don't like. Eating a variety of fruits or vegetables is important, but what is more important is really to make sure that the child achieves to like the food that are at the core of the eating habits of the family. So if he likes 6 to 7 vegetables, that's really a good achievement, and that's good enough for the rest of the family. They don't need to eat all of them. Concerning texture and introduction of food pieces, we realize that around the age of 8 months, children are ready to start processing these foods, and they develop the chewing abilities that enable them to swallow them. So they should really be provided with the opportunity to move from smooth food towards solid food in pieces, and in pieces that grow in hardness. The choking can be prevented, and it's relatively easy. Parents shouldn't rush when they feed new textures to their children. They should feed them at a very slow pace so children can really process the food. Also, parents can check that the children is correctly installed, for instance, sitting in a high chair, and also making sure that the child is developmentally ready to accept pieces. That is able to sit by himself or herself without support. That's an important point. Healthy eating means eating the right food, but also in the right amount. And in this regard, children really need to be trained to eat according to their own appetite. This means that parents need also to learn how to let their child self-regulate their appetite and not forcing them to eat. And this can start very early at weaning, and even before, during the milk feeding period. For instance, parents sometimes they want their child to finish a bottle, but then this overrides the internal signals of hunger and satiation. So this is not what parents should do. They should really pay attention to what their child is eating, signs of food refusals, and adapt to this refusal and stop feeding the child to really avoid overriding these natural signals of hunger and satiation. This means that parents need to watch their child while they eat and not force feed them, and they should also not provide food when they say they're not hungry, and they should respect also when they say they're full. Pleasure is really a key driver of food choices, and it's true in adults and in children. So parents should really make sure that healthy foods are enjoyable for their children. It means for them making sure that they serve tasty, healthy food so they can enjoy the taste and all the sensory aspects that go with it. Parents should also model healthy eating healthy food themselves so that the child can learn by imitation which foods are good to eat. This can also provide an opportunity for eating together, talking about food, which also relates to pleasure and helps building symbolic values around pleasure. Parents should also promote the symbolic value of healthy foods by promoting their consumption in all eating occasions, including, for instance, celebrations. In particular, they can bring fruits to parties for children, like birthday parties, so that children learn that healthy foods are also part of celebrations and happy moments.